Yo, what up guys? Jacques Slade here. Welcome to the Sneaker Closet series. And today we're in the sneaker closet of the one and only Keith Lee. You know him as a creative, but today we're gonna see the sneakerhead side of Keith. Keith, welcome to the show.
Let's do it, man. It's an honor to be here.
Oh man,
it's an honor, man.
Happy to have you here. So I think we want to
come true.
Really get into it. Let's just start with a big round number. How many pair of sneakers do you think you have?
Currently, I believe I own 230 pairs. 230. But I've given away over 300 pairs. So probably I had like 600 to 700. Found kids that were going back to school, or we found people who were the same size, and we just, to be a blessing, you gotta get a blessing, man.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's start with your favorite pair in here. Show us your favorite pair.
My favorite pair out of my entire collection is the Gallery Department Asics. I wore them in Hawaii for my wife's birthday. I wore them in London when we did the food tour. These have been on every single food tour that I've ever done. This is a very special shoe to me, and I love Asics. Yeah.
When you're packing for a food tour, how do you determine what sneakers you're gonna do? You pick the sneakers first? Do you pick your clothes first?
I always go shoes first. I'm just blessed enough to be able to afford the shoes now that I want. But my mind always goes to kid mode. So like when you getting ready for school, you immediately go shoes, then you go pants, you go shirt, and you throw it on the bed, you lay it out, and you stare at it all night. I'm that type of person. If we go on a food tour, it's a 5-day, I'll bring 10 pair of shoes, and then I'll go off of those shoes, basing my outfits off of it.
Thinking about the storytelling, what's a sneaker you wanted as a kid, but you couldn't get until you were an adult that you have in here?
Oh, the Brady 11s. That's not even close. Yeah, this is the shoe that I wanted really, I'm talking about like to the point where I almost broke down and cried when I was a kid. Because when these dropped during holidays, it was right after holiday break and people would come back to school and everybody would have a pair. And it was like, if you didn't have a pair, you was an odd man out. And I never had a pair of any of the holiday drops. And this one and the Legend Blue 11s, I have a pair of the old school ones from 2000 over here. And you can see they old and real weathered. So these are the old school Columbias. I was gonna get the 2017 Legend Blue pair, but to me this signifies a lot more because this is a pair that I wasn't able to get and I wasn't around to get, but I was blessed enough to be able to acquire when I got older. So this is for sure one of them. 11s in general. I'm from Detroit, so every holiday season when it was over, everybody came back with a pair of 11s and I never really was able to participate.
What's the first pair you got when you started to make it as a creative?
When I got a little bit of money. Okay, this don't count because I didn't spend money on it, but this is the first pair that I got when I became a creative. This is a Go Yard Shoe Surgeon off-white dunk. 2J's Kick, shout out to 2J's Kick, that's my guy. I got locked out of my car. I got locked out of my house because my keys was in my car and my car had broke down on me, and it was the Super Bowl day, or no, it was Pro Bowl day. And I was supposed to go to the Pro Bowl. It was the first event that I was ever doing in person when it come to being anybody on the internet, when it come to being anybody in the spotlight, quote unquote. Everything that morning happened the way it wasn't supposed to happen. Like I said, I got locked out of my car, locked out of my house. I didn't have no clothes. The day before, I went to 2J's Kick store, Urban Necessities in Vegas, and we gave out a bunch of shoes to a bunch of kids. And I think we gave around like $10,000 worth of shoes out. And I called him thinking that he would let me come and shop before the store opened so I can make it to Pro Bowl and have shoes on time. And instead of shopping, the second I walked in, he had these ready for me and he gave me these in a sweatsuit. And he was like, here, take this. And by the time I grabbed that and went to the Pro Bowl, I literally was like 5 minutes from being late.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was the first event I've ever done as a creator, and I did it in these.
What's the most expensive shoe you've bought that's in here?
The most expensive shoe I bought are the Grateful Dead. Do it count if my wife bought them for me?
That counts.
Okay.
That counts.
Out of my pocket, out of my wife's pocket, this is the most expensive. Out of my pocket, these are the most expensive. These are the ones that I broke the bank for. So this is the Howard Bison PE. This is a very rare shoe to be able to find your size.
What was it about this one that you wanted to spend the money on those?
Honestly, it's the colorway, it's the material. I'm really big on material. And for me, this material on the swoosh was enough to sell me. If you get a close detail in here, it's literally like the most embezzled, detailed swoosh that I've ever seen on a pair of Jordan 1s. And I love its gun bottom too.
That there are a lot of ones.
Yes.
What is
favorite silhouette.
What is it about the Jordan 1 that resonates with you? And if you had to get rid of all of these and only keep 3.
Ooh, okay.
Which 3? We'll do a high and then we'll do 3 lows. We'll do 3 highs and 3 lows.
Okay. One, what resonates me so much to the Jordan 1 is I grew up in that era I was born in 96, but I graduated in 2014. That was the shoe for me that I've always seen people, just like the 11s, that was the shoe for me that I've always seen people that I admire or I looked up to with that shoe. So by the time I was able to start collecting, I'm getting every one that I've ever thought about getting. So this is absolutely my number one silhouette. The top 3 that I would keep above anything. For me, the Shattered Backboard has to go number 1.
Okay.
Simply because this is one of the best material shoes that's ever been put out, in my opinion.
Yeah, these are nice.
That's the pair from 2016, and it's a gorgeous material. Like, even, I think I've worn those once, and they look amazing.
Yeah.
I love how they age. I would say that's probably number 1. 1985 Chicago's. Without this shoe, I don't think any of these shoes in this room exist. And I wore these in Japan for my 28th birthday. Probably my number 1 shoe out of everything, because if you don't have this, you don't have nothing else in here.
What made you get an 85, get like an actual 85 sneaker?
So for me, it's the history, and it's just paying ode to the balls that it took to make a shoe that was so standoutish back then. I really want the airships from 85 too, but I can't find a pair. But yeah, I'm a person who appreciates history. So for me, the I got 4 85s. I'm looking for the 85 lows if anybody out there listening. Just from a streetwear perspective, from a athlete perspective of wearing the shoes off of the court, this is what began it for me. So yeah, this is probably my number 2. I would get rid of everything except for these.
Oh.
My wife got me these for our anniversary right before we got married during the pandemic. For her to be able to buy this at that time was like scratching and survive in a bank. Like, she was taking every single thing that she had out of her bank account to make sure I had a good anniversary. And I'll never forget these. This is probably number 3 for me. Top 3 lows is gonna be a lot easier for me.
Okay.
Because it goes Travis Scott. 3 would have to be the Nigel Sylvester's. Nigel Sylvester is my number 1 sneaker designer right now. I have every shoe that he's ever created except for his prototypes of his airships, which again, I'm looking for. If you hear me, Nigel.
Yeah, I'm sure people hear you.
Yeah.
I'm sure they hear you. What does this collection represent to you? Like you just mentioned earlier with Ronnie buying you the ones, the green ones for your anniversary, and now seeing this.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little overwhelming. I have survival's guilt at times because I made a video in 2021, I think, and I was showing my closet and I was telling everybody how much of a sneakerhead I was. And I think I had like 16 pair of shoes. And the closet was like this big, and it was 4, 5 shoes stacked on top of the shelf to the point where the shelf was about to break. But I still had the same passion that I have for shoes now, and I still had that same gratitude and that same appreciation for shoes that I have now, and for everything that materialistic or just life in general. I still had that exact same thankfulness, and I feel like when I come in here, it is like, it's a reminder that I did what I thought I was gonna do, and God has blessed me the way I believed it was gonna happen. You got me choking up a little bit, but I think what I get when I come in here is an overwhelming feeling of affirmation that I'm doing what I feel like I was supposed to do, and I'm following the voice that I've always heard.
If your younger self saw this room outside of the Bread 11s, which shoe would he be like, you got these?
All of them.
All of them?
And he'd be like, stick up. Everything. I don't never really see nobody with these.
Yeah.
2006 Linen 4 women collection, or a women's shoe. You can see the bubble all super
fogged up. Yeah,
super fogged up. These, if I grab them, they're gonna fall apart. The military blues.
What year are those from?
2004, I think.
2004.
Yeah, and they completely crumpled.
Yeah. What's the best deal you got on the sneaker in here?
Ooh, I am a haggler.
I love that.
Anybody knows me. Every shoe in here is curated. This is not a project of favorite. This is a project of passion and a project of searching. The biggest deal I got was probably my 1985 breads. I think I got those for like $800. Yeah,
that's a great deal.
I think those were like $800. Every shoe in here, when I tell you, the people who I buy sneakers from, I apologize. I always apologize when I'm in front of them, because I'm haggling. I'm the one pulling up StockX. I'm pulling up GOAT. I'm looking at sales from months ago. I'm comparing the sales to these sales. I'm talking to people on the phone, like, what would you spend on these? Oh, in front of everybody. I don't care. I don't got no shame about it.
What's the most comfortable sneaker you have in here?
The gallery department Asics, it would probably be, I got a pair outside that y'all probably walk past. It's a pair of gallery department Uggs. I wear them every day.
That was gonna be my next question. Which pair do you wear the most?
Oh, I should have brought them up here. I wear them every day. But probably the most comfortable, we gotta go Joe Fresh Good, New Balance. This is probably the most comfortable shoe I have, if not the second most comfortable shoe I have next to the gallery department Uggs. You can see I didn't beat these to the ground. I love the shoe.
I see a pair of Kobe's over there. You don't have a lot of Kobe's.
That is the very first shoe that was ever sent to me by Nike. Nike sent me these. Shout out to Chantel that works on the team with Aja Wilson. So again, a lot of these in here, 90% of them have a true story to me, and they really hold a place in my heart. Because again, as a kid, you never imagined getting sent shoes by Nike.
Right.
Never in a million years. Nike, Jordan, anybody. I never imagined anybody sending me anything. And you know me personally, I'm a person who don't know how to accept things. I don't accept gifts. That's why one of the main reasons why I don't accept food from restaurants or accept anything free. I'm getting better. That's why we doing this. That's why I'm having people that I really, really mess with into spaces. Because my wife, I don't know if she told you, nobody comes here. Nobody. This room is off limits. But this really means a lot to me because I'm able to tell the stories that I've always held true and dear to me, like those. Those are one that I really cherish a lot.
Well, like I said, I'm super grateful that you've given me this opportunity
Likewise,
to come in here just because of the stories that are behind these. And speaking of stories, what's a shoe in here that could tell the best story about you?
About me personally?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I've been a professional fighter for 10 years, and I wrestled all through high school. I started wrestling when I was in the 6th grade because my older brother went to the same high school that I ended up going to. So when I went to go pick him up from school, I would go watch him at practice, and the coach would just let me join into the practices. And by the time I got to my freshman year, it was like already ordained. It was like no ifs, ands, or buts. One, I was 4'11" and 110 pounds, so I couldn't go play basketball or football. So that was one of the reasons. But because I had a relationship so strong with my wrestling coaches, they automatically was like, bro, you on the team. It's no questions, ifs, ands, or buts.
Amazing.
I had a pair of shoes, and the pair of shoes that I had was, I believe it was a pair of black Asics. And for me, again, always being a history buff, I knew that it was certain shoes that people wore that immediately made them look tough. Yeah. So my wrestling coach in high school, he had these upstairs, and I stole these from him when I was a freshman in high school, and I've had them ever since. And I've not only worn these to every practice, but I also wore them to every, once I became a professional fighter, I wore them to every practice there. But the tape is because this toe got so bad that my entire foot would be on the mat whenever I would wear them. I had to tape this side to make it look like it was style and didn't look like my whole shoe was ripping open. But by the time I became a fighter, I was scratching and surviving, doing what I had to do to provide for my family. And I didn't have money to afford no new shoes. So I took these and I cherished these and I ran these to the ground. And when I was finally able to get a new pair of shoes, I put these up like in my little history wall. And this shoe, this tells the story of resilience for me. And the story of why I am where I am today. I literally just pulled these out and looked at my daughter and told her these are why that we blessed enough to be in this house. Because every morning, no matter whether I wanted to, no matter if I felt good, no matter if I didn't do something last night that I was supposed to do, I had to get up, and I got up and I did exactly what I was supposed to do for my family. And this is a result of that story. So yeah.
Did you ever think the transition from, and this is kind of off sneakers a little bit, like thinking of the transition from fighting to doing food?
Never in a million years.
Like,
I thought I was gonna be a professional fighter my whole life. Being a guy who traveled state to state, promoting fights and eventually being like a fight commentator or having my own fight promotion. I always knew that there was gonna be something that I was gonna do. I just didn't know what that was, because I've always had that voice that I was gonna be special, and I love eating food. So, and with fighting, you have to focus on what you eat, and then just being an entrepreneur. Like I said, just being somebody who was doing Postmates and going to the gym and making all of the ends meet by myself or with my wife. There was no backup plan. Like I had my brother, I had my family, I had people my dad that I could call and they would get me if I needed. But as a man, for me, I put in my head, there is no backup plan.
Thinking about the wrestling, the fighting that you went through before, now you see a lot of wrestlers coming on in their fights wearing cooler sneakers. I mean, I know with more like the MMA style, you can't really do that.
You can't really wear no shoes.
Yeah, but
you're talking about the shoe surgeon.
Yeah, like shoe surgeon and all of that.
Rick Owens and
Rick Owens, or even like you'll see like Roman Reigns, like he'll come around and he'll have on some
forces,
J's.
Right.
Like if you were in that world still, is there any of these? Would you wear any of these in the ring?
Yes, and it would have to be a pair of ones. Because the ones are my number one. I envision myself with Chicago's on, for sure. Either Chicago's or the Brady 11s.
Looking around here, I see a couple of things that we haven't talked about. So I want to ask you about those.
Please.
First, these cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah.
Got to give me some, what's happening with the cowboy boots?
So these are Louis Vuitton cowboy boots that were created by Pharrell. I wore those for the Ebony Power 100 gala that was in November of last year. We actually just got invited again this year. God, is amazing. I wore those and I wore a cowboy hat. The cowboy hat is actually behind you.
Oh, and the cowboy hat right here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I actually wore it with this tailored Louis Vuitton suit.
Nice.
So this was an ode to the culture embracing us. I really want to go like, and cowboy was the theme for all of what Pharrell was dropping.
I also see some stuff from Toby over here. What does seeing something like that mean to you? For like a creator like Toby?
It means that not only is it possible, but it's closer than you think it is. Because Toby is somebody who I relate to on so many different facets. Toby is not only a father, Toby is a proud husband. You don't really get a lot of us out here that proudly, my wife. Like it ain't a lot of us is out here that's proudly putting our wives on pedestals in front of the world. And I know what that feels like, and I know how attacking the world can be when you do that. Not only from a masculinity standpoint, but from Black man standpoint, from a character standpoint. They will attempt to tear you down at any possible side they can see because they can't envision a straight Black man being so upfront about his love for a woman, especially a Black woman. So for somebody to do that so unapologetically and so proudly, and then go to somebody like a Reebok and get their own shoe, and not only get their own shoe, make a shoe that's amazing and really tell the story from his family to his heritage to his creative direction. You can see everything about Toby is in that shoe. To me, that tells me that it's possible. And it's signed by him and his wife. I love both of them. When I say family, like come sleep on my couch. Like that's my dog. So I wore these at my daughter's very first corn maze when we was in Chicago. Long story short, we met a guy through my security detail, and it was his best friend. His name was JD, and JD came with us, and we went to the corn maze. My daughter loved it. That was her first time ever being in the corn maze. I didn't realize it was muddy because it was dark. So by the time I got home, my shoe was covered from here to here in all mud. Unfortunately, JD passed maybe a year afterwards. And this is the shoe that I keep to not only remember that and remember that moment and remember him, but to remember, again, my daughter's first time ever being in the corn maze. And the reason a corn maze is so special to me is because I'm from Detroit. That's what we did as kids. We went to corn mazes. We went to apple picking fields. We went to apple cider ranches. Like that's what we did for leisure as a kid. And moving to Vegas, we didn't have any of that. And my wife's from California. She didn't really know about that. Right. So like to see my daughter and take her back on the Midwest and go do things that I did as a kid, it was one of those moments of like reassurance that I was doing the right thing.
I know you're running a lot now. What shoe are you running in now?
I should go grab them. They at the front door because I ran yesterday. The Vomero 18 Plus. I've ran in a lot of shoes. I've ran in Hoka's. I've ran in Alpha Flies. I've ran in, that's why you see those Alpha Flies over there that I used to run
can we look at those Alpha Flies too? Because I was going to ask you about those because they look like they've been through the ring.
Yeah, so this is a pair of Alpha Flies that I've ran in. These have over 300 miles on them. Twice a week, Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday were sprint days. Saturday were mountain days. I've worn these through hailstorms because it rains and it snows a lot in Vegas. People don't know that. But yeah, I've ran in almost every shoe that Nike has created, every running shoe. And by far, the most comfortable shoe to me right now is the Nike Vomero 18 Plus.
Why keep those?
Again, it's a signification of being somewhere that while I was in those shoes, I was thinking about. So I was in those shoes thinking about being here, not realizing or understanding how I was going to get here. And when I say here, it's not from a material standpoint, it's not from a finance standpoint, it's not from an accolade standpoint, it's from a reassurance standpoint. Knowing that I did what I said I was gonna do, I got the rewards I thought I was gonna get, and I have the health and I have the wealth. And wealth to me means my kids, my wife, my family structure is intact. That's what that means to me. That means like everything you thought was gonna happen, happened, and is continuing to happen. And I still think that I'm making those memories like today.
Is there anything that's missing?
Ooh, I'm not a person who want for much or want for anything. I always say that I got everything that I need, but yes. So you can see it's a space up here.
Yeah.
The Fragment highs, Travis, I've been looking for those. Also the Fragment lows that's about to come out. Okay. The Travis lows, I'm for sure looking for those. I'm looking for the low 85 collection. I want to start those. The Jordan 1 low 85s, the metallic pack. I'm looking for those. And I'm also looking for the other metallic pack of the highs, because I got a pair over here that was gifted to me by Demetrius Harmon, who's a really good friend of mine from Detroit. This is a pair of high metallic blue 85s. So this is what this shoe is going to look like in 40 years. And I love, again, being a history buff, I love the difference in materials, and I love how these naturally age shit at like beautiful yellow, and even the laces are original. Yeah, so this is for sure. I'm looking for the purple, green, and orange.
Why are these separate from like everything else over here?
These are all award show shoes. This is the very first BET Awards we ever did. This was 2022. No, 2023, sorry. Very first BET Awards. This was Rolling Stone magazine. Again, this is Ebony Power 100. This, we just went to Cannes in France. This was All-Star Weekend 2023. This is Kids' Choice Award. I was nominated for my very first Kids' Choice Award this year. Male Creator of the Year. I lost to Mr. Beast, which is very well deserved. We got invited to Korea with Netflix to see the premiere of Squid Games 2. And this was a Korean shoe that I bought while I was out there. It's like a loafer, but again, I'm very big on material. This leather is incredible, that looks bro. Nice. This is an Asics collab. It's a Japanese Asics Run Walk Corthe Paris collab. So it has a Asics bottom, gel bottom on the heel, and then the inside is also gel. So it's supposed to be as comfortable as a running shoe, but look like a dress shoe. NAACP, we got nominated for Creator of the Year 2 years in a row. I will say we have not won an award yet, but we get nominated, and that's all that matters.
That's enough.
Yeah.
I notice you keep saying, again, kind of off sneakers, but you keep saying we get nominated.
Absolutely.
Not I got nominated.
Of course
not. Why is it we?
Nothing I do is possible without my wife. Y'all can't see the behind the scenes, so you can't see before the camera started that she orchestrated everything. I just show up to places. So I eat the food, I pray, I stay by my family, and that's it. I be telling that to people, and people be thinking I'm playing. That's all I do. Everything else that gets handled when it comes to the professional side, when it comes to curating stuff to make sure that things are correct, everything like that is my wife.
Making sure the room is clean.
Making sure the room is clean, making sure everything is put up. So without them, it wouldn't be no me. So that's why I always say we.
But there's a big Asics story that's a part of your life that I don't know if a lot of people know, and make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. So what's the story with these? Because these look too small to fit you.
So this is the shoe that I met my wife in. We work together at Asics, and when you work at a shoe store, they give you a budget to buy clothes so you can wear them as uniform. And with her budget, this is the first shoe that she ever bought. And I say you can see the burn marks still because I believe our tire popped. It was her car that I was sharing to do like DoorDash and Postmates and whatnot so I could put food on the table. And the tire popped, and she got out and helped me, and you can still see the burn from the actual tire itself. I think she like put her foot on the tire or something like that. Oh. And this is why I feel like Toby's story resonates so much with me, because I can envision a world where we have an Asics collab that tells the story of us not only meeting each other, but tells the story of us being a unit and really putting on for people who have the same story or similar stories. When we do make that shoe with Asics, I'm speaking to this, that it's gonna happen. When we do make that shoe with Asics, this is one that I'm bringing to the meeting and saying, hey, this is the inspiration of why I want the shoe to look the way I want it to look. Yeah. And if the shoe have a little burn hole on it, on the Asics that we make, you know why.
Hear that, Asics? Let's
Yeah.
get this collab going.
Storytelling.
Let's get this collab going. So there's a lot of shoes in here that we didn't get a chance to talk about.
I do have a few that I do want to touch on before we get out.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is signed by Nikki Diamond. This is a Tiffany Dunk. Shout out to Reggie again over at Jordan. This is a 17 that is the Infinite Archives collab, and they come with DNA gloves. Again, attention to detail is immaculate, even from the leather quality. Just like that old school couch leather, like that Buick leather.
That level.
Like, yeah, that's that leather. That's that level. Yeah. I will put Yachty on blast just a little bit.
Okay.
Yachty is the worst when it comes to communication. Oh, he told me for probably more than that, like 8 months straight, like, bro, I got your shoes. They sitting at the door. I'm about to send them to you. Don't worry about it. Never got them. Not because he wasn't gonna send them, not because he not a man of his word. I end up getting these from my guy Malachi over at Nike. Last time we just went to Nike campus, he pulled up with these because he knew this was a shoe that I was looking for. Yachty, if you watching this, a double up is a double up.
Double up is a double up.
I still want the shoes that you said was sitting by the front door.
What are some of like shoes that you've gotten from different countries?
Yeah, so I grabbed these when we was in Paris. I got these while we were in Paris. This is actually discolored. It's like one is way darker than the other one, and they could never really explain why. But yeah, these are from a different country. Top 5 sneakers in this entire room are these Red Lobsters. Whenever I pack a bag, these are in my bag. Gotcha. I wear these to the airport. I wear these to go to the grocery store. If I had to repick my comfortable shoes, it would be these.
It would be those?
Yeah.
Okay.
These, if not the second most comfortable, the most comfortable shoe in my entire collection. This pair has been sitting in the sun, so you can see it turned like a light orange.
Yeah.
The fact that this shoe can be the same material, the same shoe, the same everything, and be in the same environment, but look different, shows to me not only, again, to go deeper in the shoes, that two people can be in the same environment, but the same person who say they couldn't and the same person say they can are both right. And that's what this means to me. That we can be in the same environment, we can be in the same position, but we can take two different things out of it and we can become two different people. Okay. Have two different perspectives.
Okay. I know that's I was say that's a bar.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking the gallery Asics in these. There's a fire in the house. Ronnie, everybody's safe.
What I'm grabbing.
What you can grab. What can you grab? What are you grabbing with you?
1, 2, 3, 4. Stixie's gotta come. And this is the shoe that I'm taking with me immediately. The fire coming out the windows. I'm jumping on the balconies with these in my pocket. This is a shoe because we was at SneakerCon and I saw them for the first time in person, right? This is always a shoe that I've always wanted, but I've never seen them in person in my size. So I saw them in person, but it was a size 13. And I had them and I was talking about them and they was recording this and they posted on SneakerCon. Somebody was in the comments and I'm not even a comment reader. That's why this stuck out to me so much. It was somebody in the comments and he was like, why is he talking about the shoe like he not just a consumer? He talking about it like he actually a sneakerhead. He needs to stop it or something like that, right? Every time I've ever posted my collection, I've always gotten those like, oh, he just got money. It don't count if you just got money and you just collected. You're not really a collector. You just somebody who can afford the shoe, right? This shoe means so much to me because I can cuss.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That's what this shoe mean to me. This means shut the fuck up. That's exactly what this mean to me. This mean, because again, this is a shoe I've been looking for, and right after that SneakerCon, that's why I believe in God so much. I've been looking for the shoe for 3-4 years. The second I see that comment, I get a call maybe like 2 days later. Like, bro, I got the wheats and they in your size. And I said, if they ain't God, I don't know who it is.
Right.
And again, shut the fuck up. Real sneaker collector. I really do this in real life. So yeah, that's for sure a shoe.
Well, I was going to have him say something for sneakerheads about starting their collections, but really that says it all.
For sure.
Get what you like regardless of what people say.
Sure.
Your sneakers are your sneakers, not anybody else's sneaker. You're going to wear them. You're going to pay for them. What other people think doesn't matter. I'm Jacques Slade. That's Keith Lee. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.